Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood? Yes, sir.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a sermon.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you, but I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Всем привет! В эфире ХоМяК ЖоРа, и мы сегодня с вами продолжаем проходить игру под названием Deliverance. У руля снова Жорик, и мы продолжаем играть за Генри. Как вы помните, в прошлой серии мы отправились спать после побега из деревни. Нас приютили, накормили, и мы пошли спать, как говорится. Сегодня мы продолжим и узнаем еще одну крупицу истории о нашем герое. Итак, давайте расскажем о набеге.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
Я встретил там возлюбленную.
I went to the tavern to buy ale for father. I know it's a job for a groom, but I didn't mind, because my girl Bianca worked there. I courted her a while and we agreed to meet in the evening, but our meeting was never to happen.
Oh dear boy.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radeon.
Мы с отцом говорили о жизни.
Father and I always chat in the forge. On that particular day, I asked him if he'd teach me swordsmanship. He said no. He said it's better for a man to keep his head on his shoulders than lose it over some pointless heroism. If only he'd known what fate had in store for us.
Oh.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town.
Я увидел дым на горизонте.
I saw smoke on the horizon from a village Sigismund pillaged on the way to our town, which was soon to meet the same fate.
God have mercy.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
Жители Скалицы попытались укрыться в замке.
The gate to the castle was open. The bells and horns sounded the alarm, and the villagers ran to the castle to take cover. They were carrying the few possessions they could grab in haste, and I saw the terror in their eyes.
I can't even imagine how awful it must have been.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle.
Половцы грабили деревню.
I wasn't safe yet. The
Половцы.
humans were going from house to house below the castle, looting and then torching them. They encircled the castle, and it was clear they could spot me at any moment.
May God punish them.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Да не разговаривали, мне все наблюдал за звуками дождя. Как же качественно и классно они сделали.
Help us, son. Don't be a coward.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
Я не хочу я в поле чудес играть.
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Неужели они до сюда уже дошли? Даже не верится. Так, идите за стену по лестнице у ворот. Так, давайте обоимся. Там мы в конце последней серии, предыдущей серии. Не отбулись даже. Что-то? Факел взять. Угу. А как его использовать? О как. Ничего, что я факел держу в деревянном помещении. Ладно, пойдемте. Ого, вот это ливень. Обалдеть. У меня графика снижена, но посмотрите, даже на слабой графике, как проработанная капли дождя. Каждая в отдельности прорабатывает. Хочу себе помощнее компьютер. Так. Налево сейчас, я помню. Здрасте. Поговорим.
Good health to you.
Что случилось?
Do you know what's happening?
No. What about you?
Me? How could I?
I saw you with Sir Robot. Didn't he tell you anything?
No, nothing.
А наш герой не промокающий, ему дождь ни почем, да?
Gotta be with you.
И с тобой прибудет. Что случилось?
Do you know what's happening?
Sigismund, who else? That bastard conquered Skalitz, and now he's come to take Talmberg. God be with you.
Не думаю, что может это и он. А лишь льет, ё-моё, он такой холодный еще. Здрасте. А вы знаете что?
Good day to you.
Доброй ночи, как бы, а не доброго дня. Ты совсем заработался.
What's happening? Have you heard anything?
No. It could be Sigismund's army, or his scouts, or maybe Scarlet's folk who survived the pillaging. I wouldn't expect nothing good.
Ясно.
God be with you.
Ты тоже ничего не скажешь, да?
Good health to you.
Do you know what's happening?
Don't ask me, I don't know shit. Just a minute ago, I was sleeping after a day's watch at the gate.
Ну, к тебе претензий нету. А где старшие ваши? Мне бы со старшим поговорить. Пан Дивиш, что случилось? А вот с тобой лучше поговорим. Что случилось?
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Jivis sent to Skalitz, the spy on Sigismund, said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spy see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
May the Lord watch over you.
Интересно, кто же это?
Halt! Who goes there?
Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robert?
Да ладно.
Radzig! What a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Valdic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! It's only a short way to Radeon now.
И он говорит, вышли ли они незаметно. Вот такое количество людей и факелов, как они просто незаметно пробрались. Это интересно, хоть даже и дождь. Ну что,
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrol. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body. I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well to follow the Skalitz people, now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled, and report everything to me at once. Understood?
Так точно, сэр. Это не в ваших войсках. Пан Борок, я хочу помочь.
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes. Yours are keen. Will you keep watch of the battlements, my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry. I'll tell the men to relieve you later. Farewell.
Итак, мы на доброй основе будем помогать следить. Держите корову на крепостной стене. Окей. Хорошо. Жорик будет... У него глаза на макушке. И он видит все-все-все. Или ушки на макушке, я не помню, как правильно говорится. Подожди. Давай поговорим. А, ты не туда пошел? Поговорим?
God be with you.
Что ты думаешь о спасении Скалицы?
What do you think about the flight of the Skalitz folk?
I'd say Sir Radzik is a fine lord. He made the most of the situation and saved his subjects. You don't see that very often.
He was lucky that big storm came.
But that's just it. Something happens by chance and you turn it to your advantage. There's not many capable of thinking so fast.
Спасибо, что поделился своими мыслями. Что тут еще есть, кстати? Смотримся. Мне что, только с ним в карауле? Здравствуй.
God be with you.
Тот же вопрос.
What do you think about the Skalitz folk?
It's a hell of a thing.
Что, почему прервался?
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh?
Так точно.
I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Ну ладно. А я помочь хотел. Может с тобой поговорить? Подожди, мы же не договорили.
What do you think about the Skalitz folk?
It's a hell of a thing. First, everyone is shitting themselves that Sigismund is coming, and then it turns out like this. Praise the Lord they got out of the siege.
Skalitz Castle is well fortified, all right, but I hear Sigismund's army is huge, and facing him is suicide. Sir Radzik did the right thing.
I'm sorry you didn't even manage to get away.
So am I.
May God please look at it.
Thank you.
I reckon that Sir Radzik must be a good man, the way he looks after his people. But you probably know him better.
My father was forging a sword for him, and when he came to have a look at it, we exchanged a few words. That's it.
Then that's a fine lord.
Угу. Все, больше здесь никого нету. Ты мне ничего не расскажешь?
Jesus Christ be praised.
Тот же вопрос.
What do you think about the Skalitz folk managing to slip away like that?
I can't imagine how they did it. The more I think about it, they was either blessed or Sigismund's mercenary army ain't up to much. When you're on campaign, you keep watch no matter how much it's pissing down. If any of us make such a cock-up, Sir Robert will flare his skin up our backs.
You only say that because you never saw them attack.
Aye, well, it's a shame your folks couldn't be sent.
Is Sir Robard really that tough?
Tough? Aye. But he's fair. He's a veteran of many a campaign, so he knows warcraft.
I believe it.
Farewell.
Интересно, что у каждого персонажа, с которым мы сейчас поговорили, свое личное мнение. Оно не повторяется.
Good day to you.
Ну ладно, уже не будем расспрашивать. Давайте прислонимся к стене, как нам сказали, и просто переждем. А как переждать? Я не помню. А вот. До утра нам надо, да? А вот уже показано. Тут очень странная система, конечно. Перемотки времени. 1 час, 1 секунда. Если надо сутки промотать, это будет 24 секунды. Где? Куда? Куда бежать? Что случилось? Бегу. Что случилось? Кто? Где война? Идите на стену наружного двора. Ага, только что ночью бежали, уже утро. Долго же бежали мы. А ё-моё, они уже здесь.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise, though. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Scarlet and
Yes,
killed
yes,
my
sir.
parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markwart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Radzic Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzic of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzic is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Radzic Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzic Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ну, ждем. У меня уже каждая клетка в хомячьем организме напряглась. Фу. Повезло. Хоть маленький, но победа.
Get on with you, Robard.
Действительно великий человек. Разрулил так все. А мы еще с тобой встретимся, Бондарчук. Начата задача: похорони своих родных скалицев, поговори с паном Бориком, заполучи лошадь. Хорошо. Пан Дивиш, можно мне уйти? Пан Борик.
God be with you.
Давайте сдалека зайдем. Что вы знаете о половцах?
Where did these humans come from, anyway?
I don't know much about them, only what the Chamberlain said. That they came to Hungary from the east and settled there. They're godless barbarians and merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them, because they dishonor our rules of warfare. But when there's power and money to be had, it seems that honor isn't worth my spit. And believe me, it's always about power and money.
Что хочет Сигизмунд?
What happened in Kuttenberg?
Gutenberg, well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good Lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed, but it was the Gutenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad, these are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair, him and Wenceslas's cousin Jobst. And that cabal helped him abduct the king.
So then why did Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
Наверное, прям первое.
I suppose because it has a strategic position and good fortifications, so it can be used as a base for raids, giving you control of the whole territory and good defences too, if you need them.
Not at all.
Yeah?
King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire. He who commands the Kuttenberg silver is king.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favoured it?
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Kuttenberg, Sigismund killed two birds with one stone. He defeated Wenceslas's most powerful allies before they could stand against him, and also gained immense wealth.
Зачем Сигизмунд разбил Скалицу?
Why did Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
Ну, и подошли к главному вопросу. Мне нужно попасть в Скалицу.
So Robard, I need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
Красноречие. Угроза королевской знати. Я должен... Ну, давайте красноречие.
My parents died there, and I won't leave them to be ravaged by dogs. I have to bury them.
Good God, boy. Do you want to throw your life away for those who can never get theirs back? Do you think that's what they'd want? Forget it.
Ну ладно.
May the Lord watch over you.
Надо найти способ отсюда убежать. Так, зачем мне факел в нем? Ну, капустка. Курочка. Хотя я, конечно, люблю в жареном виде вас. Растите, растите большие. Вы же не против, если я попитаюсь у вас? Я попитался и загрузка пошла?
I hear our scouts found a fresh pile of human bones at the edge of Scally.
God be with you.
Тебе привет. Здесь есть торговец?
Can you tell me who I can buy something from or sell to?
You want whatever. The fellow that fixes the weir at the Talmberg fish pond. He should be around the granary somewhere.
Армия Сигизмунда.
What do you think about Sigismund withdrawing?
It was a stroke of good luck. I know everyone says how clever Sir Divish is and all that, but it was a dangerous situation. That Sigismund is awful unpredictable. He abducts the king, raids towns, brings foreign mercenaries into the heart of our country. God alone knows what he'll get up to next.
Понятно. Так, ну задача у нас есть. Надо будет покинуть крестьянин. С тобой можно поговорить? Когда ты стоишь так?
Good health, dear.
Понятно.
Take care now.
Ворог. Ну ладно, он нас не отпускает, значит мы своим ходом идем. Может, стражник нас отпустит. Привет.
My respects to you.
Тоже сдалека зайдем.
That business with Sigismund turned out well in the end, didn't it?
Aye, that was a good start. Now we need to drive him and his Warhorse out of Bohemia for good.
Ну-ка, она не отвечает, они все головой трясут.
Is there someone here who trades in goods?
Hungry, are you? You should go and see the cook. She's good-hearted, especially if you come with some coin. For anything else, you should see a fellow called Votova. Folk aren't too fond of him, because he's as surly as a wet cat. But he can get you just about anything. I saw him by the granary. You'll recognize him easy. He looks like he's never had a decent meal in his life.
Мне нужно выбраться отсюда.
I need to get out of here.
And I need a feather bed with a comely wench in it. But it looks like we'll both be disappointed. Sir Divish gave orders not to open the gate, and you especially are not to be let out.
Нужно похоронить родителей в семье. Или получишь, ты знаешь, кто я такой, я бы мог бы заплатить. Давайте хорошими будем. Тут же показано. Уровень. Не, будем как все-таки хорошими.
My mother and father were left in Skalitz like carrion. I have to bury them. I can't leave them to the dogs.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I can't. You'll have to persuade Sir Robard, or think something up so I don't end up in the shit for it. Otherwise, forget.
Конкретнее. Что ты имеешь в виду?
What am I supposed to think up?
How should I know? Maybe some disguise so I could say I didn't recognize you? If a Talmberg soldier turns up all kitted out properly, in armor and a helmet, then of course I'll let him go. That's obvious.
All right, I'll have a look around for something.
Good luck to you.
Давайте найдем доспех короли над воротами, там надпись была. Это здесь где-то, да? Угу. Если вы пойдете туда, куда вам нельзя, люди сперва предупредят вам. А потом позовут стражу. Нет отмычки. Может, отмычку купить будут? Пойдемте этого Бора, как его уже зовут. Он где-то возле... Где ты? Интересно. Это не он сидит? Он, Ватава его зовут. Ватава. Говорим?
God be with you.
Торговать.
Can we trade?
If you've got the coin.
Тебя найду. Так, вот отмычка. Хотя бы 2. Вдруг она сломается. Давайте шнапс продадим, все равно он. Так, стоп. Это покупка, я все время забываю. Ага. А шнапс дешевле получается. А что ж тебе продать еще? На стрелы покуда могу продать. Повязки пригодятся. Вино жалко. Вот яблоко. Ага, даже их не хватит продать. О, сыр. О, давай. Угу. Готово. Все, у нас есть отмычка. Побежали! Коня надо будет еще забрать. Так. Давайте вначале сохранимся. Вдруг что? Так, закройся. Я не хочу, чтобы со мной подсматривали, я стесняюсь. Так, а как тут взламываться, я уже забыл. Повернуть замок. А как он поворачивается? Я не помню. Показатель помощи остановить, повернуть. Не понимаю. Помощь Е. Чтобы открыть замки, у вас в сумке должен быть, ну понятно, отмычка. Ха-ха. А как это работает? Сейчас буду смотреть, как-то тут необычно. Еще раз Е. А, удерживать, а не просто нажать. Вот оно как. А теперь... Вот оно как. А как это я сделаю? А, все, я понял. Надо в этой зоне держать. Давай. Опа! Не, в Скайриме намного проще. Украсть все. Вставай. Переоденемся. Это. Да. Ой. Сапоги есть? Это что-то он отменяет по 10 раз. Угу. А почему я одеваю бацанат? Как? Угу. Угу, вот это как делается. 2 раза надо нажимать. А не 1 раз. Все? Вроде да. Переоделись. Теперь нам нужен канидла. Пойдемте коня найдем. Сейчас вам что-то королевского коня не украсть. Где наш конь? Угу, не подписано. О, девиша такая лошадь красивая. Сесть. Нет, не моя. Наверное, какая-то вот из. Да вы смеетесь? А где моя лошадка? Вот она. Нашлась. Ладно, возьмем. А есть что, где было написано, чтобы не украсть? Шучу. За сдала знатно. Ой, не спешите так. Извини, я не хотел. Там башмаки проверь, я ничего не оставила на них. Здорово. А как с ним слазить? Плохо. Привет еще раз. Мне нужно выбраться отсюда.
I need to get out of here.
You here again, boy? Didn't I tell you how much trouble I'd be in if I let you, of all people, out?
Мы же вроде все одели. Или не все. Что-то мы забыли. Да, вот это мы забыли. Мне нужно выбраться.
I need to get out of here.
Then I'm afraid you're out of luck. Ah, I see. All right then. But if you breathe a word about me,
Не-не-не.
God be with you.
Из одного кольчужного этого. Смешно. Открывай. Ну? Я скоро вернусь. То, мигом скалицу. Красотища. Как же приятно снова быть на воле. Так, чтобы я не туда опять бегу. Ладно, сейчас аккуратненько спустимся. Лошадка, аккуратно, не убейся. Давай, 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 давай. О. Ну, какая молодец. Все, побежали. И моей дорогой прямо в скалицу. Началось задание возвращения домой. Найди своих родителей.
You'll have to wait for me here, friend. Better to keep going on my own. Looks like they've already gone.
Уроды. Помимо того, что они вырезали всю деревню, они еще и сожгли ее. Наша мстя будет просто неписуемо. Я надеюсь, Бог себя услышал. Генри. Женщины, дети. Они-то тут при чем? Побрать можно? Кощунство, фу. А как мне меч взять, если на меня нападут? Так, оружие, факел, все. О, можно взять. Сохранимся. Угу. Лучше оружие пускай наготове всегда будет. Ты что тут делаешь? Да, я понял, что драться придется. Ага. Сдавайся. Не будешь сдаваться? Ну тогда извини. А? А, не ту кнопку. Угу, все возьмем, потом продадим, немножко денег заработаем. Ну, я думаю, тут нету смысла отбирать их. Игра кощунство это. Чего себе? Погодка. Они просто ушли и убивали всех, кого видели. Сколько же надо быть бесчеловечным, чтобы допустить такое? Кстати, еще переедание до сих пор работает. Сытый 112. А вот энергии мало, поспать придется скоро. Лошадка. Там дым, там туда и надо. Ну, походу, только одного разбойника встретили. Просто какой-то стороны в деревню зайти. Хорошо, если мы уберем меч, он будет быстрее бежать? Ой, я факел достал. Конечно, не брал факел в руку. Так, хорошо, а как спрятать? Как убрать обратно? Угу. Вау. Лошадку можно подзывать. А вот, убрал. Там еще кто-то стоит. А сохраняться нельзя. Будем предельно аккуратно. Наверное, опять какой-то. Он нас видит. Зайдем с другой стороны. Ты меня не видишь. Я всего лишь кустик. Кустик по имени Жорик. Не поворачивайся. Можно скрытую этапу сделать? Ах ты ж. Нормально отбил. Ага. Ого, сколько у тебя всего. Пощадить. Большинство людей не хочет умирать, поэтому они тоже могут сдаться вам. После этого вы можете решить, что с ними делать. Хорошо, буду знать. Вы перегружены, поэтому двигаться медленнее. Ну да. Ой. Где перегрузка? Все нашел. Значит, что-то будем убирать. Где вес? Вес 1,5. Ага. Вводил. Уже не перегружен, не надо.
You stood by his side when he did this to you. In the end, you were a hero.
Да.
You didn't run away. Didn't abandon him like me.
Какая деревня была хорошая. О, нет. Только... Нет.
Why did you do it to me, Father? Why? Why did you leave me? Forgive me. Forgive me for everything. Next time I won't run. I'll never run away again. I'll find the one who did this to you. I remember his face. I'll find him. But first, I have to find this shovel and take care of you. I remember you told me you wanted to lie beside Mother. Here. Under the linden tree. At least I can do that much for you.
Так, своих родителей мы нашли. Найти лопату. Я когда-то очень давно, когда играл, лопату очень не мог найти долго. Но я сейчас она знаю где, поэтому все будет намного быстрее. Нет, с другой стороны. В этой игре лопату намного было сложнее найти, чем все остальное.
Get away, you mutt!
Ты, которому какашки в прошлой серии попали в лицо.
What's going on? Mishak, what in God's name are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Digging turnips? The beast just went for me.
Not the butcher's. Isn't that body the butcher's?
Она его тело защищает.
What's that got to do with anything?
Но хозяина защищает, а не отбивается от тебя. Придурок, ты даже это не можешь понять.
I'd say the poor creature is standing guard over his master. You weren't trying to get to him, were you?
What do you care what I'm doing here? What are you doing
Я хочу похоронить своих родителей.
Came to bury my parents.
So bury them and leave me be.
Как ты спасся?
How did you manage to get away?
How do you think? I ran.
Что случилось с Терезой?
Do you know what happened to Teresa from the mill? When I fled, the humans wanted to... They meant to violate her. God knows what else.
No, I don't know. What do I care? They probably raped her and killed her like all the others. Her misfortune. Right now, I've got to take care of myself.
Положи мне лопату.
Would you lend me that spade? I have to dig a grave, and I can't find another.
What's it worth to you? I see you have a fine sword. I'll gladly trade you my spade for that. How did you come by it, anyway?
Это для панорацага.
My father forged it for Sir Radzig. It's my duty to deliver it to him. It's not for sale.
Go right ahead and dig that grave with your sword. See how that goes. And where will you dig it anyway? Here? You're not going to lay your parents in unhallowed ground, are you?
Father said he wanted to be buried here, and I can't take him to St. James's. God willing, later I can find a priest to consecrate the ground.
Помешал тебе грабить мертвых?
I've interrupted you robbing the dead. Is that why you're so ill-tempered? You bastard. Haven't you got a shred of honor?
And what of it? The butcher has no more need of corn. And now that I think of it, your sword would do me quite nicely as well. Will you hand it over without a fuss, or do you want to end up like the butcher?
Попробуй.
The only way you'll touch this sword is when I shove it in your guts.
So that's the way of it. Jump out of the sword, huh?
Тепло. У нас есть лопата, ура. Пёсель, подожди. Ты что, не помнишь меня? Пёсель.
Easy there, boy. You know me. Your good master won't be leaving this out.
Ладно, пойдем. Или может бежать, когда перегружен, хорошо. Значит, еще что-то уберем. А мы не намного, кстати, перегружены. Угу. Сейчас посмотрим, чтобы так побольше по весу убрать. Но что мне потом можно было заплатить за это. Ну вот это. Ой, что ты творишь? Выкинь. Удерживать. Все, нормально. Побежали. Я помню, что отец тоже просил его либо с матерью покормить. Да. Морально тяжелая серия получается сегодня у нас с вами. Жорик падает на такое очень сильно. Потому что мучают еще личные воспоминания. Но мы не будем об этом. Ага. Барбос.
So, let's get to it. Тебе это придется сделать. Damn it all. How am I going to do this?
Do you need some help?
Да.
Is that him?
Yes. Can't you see the sword?
Who are you? What do you want? Zbyszek?
Братву предъявил.
Who do you think we are? Franciscan brothers? We're here to rob you of everything you've got. Especially that fine blade that's of no use to a peasant like you anyway.
Banish the thought. It is my father's sword.
You mean him? I don't think he's going to be needing it. Listen here, boy. You hand over that sword, I might just let you go. If not, you're in for a family reunion you really don't want.
Leave me alone.
Kill him, Runt! Aye, cut the bastard down.
Не, я тебе разрисую рожу.
Could have just cost you a few teeth.
Не знаю, как наш герой дерется на мечах. Стоп. Походу неплохо. Ай! Ай, больно. А это было задумано.
I told you how it would end. You should have listened to me. This is nice work. The chief is going to like it. It's new, isn't it? And now, for the maiden bloodletting. Surely your father never would have imagined it would be your blood.
Блюдок.
I believe there's a word for such moments. The old man would certainly know. But I'm just a common killer. Did you help make it? No doubt you did. Such miserable luck. To die by the sword you helped forge.
Hey, go fuckers!
Хотели бы. Тереза?
The games are over.
О, кавалерия. Там пан Борок был еще. Заметьте, только во второй серии игра только начинается. Это все еще был пролог. Интересно, да? И похоронили. Еще живой. Видел бабра. Пробуждение началось. Куда тут идти? Там мы в полубреду, я так понимаю, да? А вон там телеуказатель есть. Ну да. Полный бред. Угу. Что, пришли в себя?
done?
Ну, какую работу я еще раненый, измотанный. Ну и? Долго думаешь?
Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise. Henry, can you hear me? Get up, Henry. Wake up. It's a new day. Henry, can you hear me?
В полубреду.
Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
Teresa?
You still have a fever. Uncle won't be pleased, but you'll have to stay in bed.
Where am I? In Skalitz?
We're at my uncle's mill in Rattay. I didn't know where else to go.
What happened?
You don't remember anything? I suppose that's not surprising. I found you in Skalitz after those bandits attacked you. I thought they'd done for you, but you were still breathing. Why in heaven's name did you go back there? It was madness. They slaughtered everyone who didn't run.
My parents, I wanted to bury them. I had to...
Don't worry. I took care of it.
Thank you.
Any good Christian would have done the same. Now sleep. You need your strength back.
Спустя несколько дней в бреду.
You're awake.
Good morning.
It's near midnight. You've slept all day.
Oh. Oh, I feel like a horse.
Мне это знакомо чувство.
The beating you took was worse. But at least the fever's broken.
Особенно, когда долго спишь. Как ты меня нашла?
How did you manage to save me?
You were lucky. I was in Skalitz and I saw Zbyszek and his thugs. I tried to distract them, but it would have been no use if those soldiers from Tamburg hadn't arrived. They were searching for you and scattered the bandits.
Они искали меня?
Searching for me?
Yes. Lord Divish sent them, led by Captain Robard. So tell me, why is a lord of such high standing interested in a blacksmith?
So Divish promised Sir Radzik he'd look after me. But as for why they should care, I've no idea.
Что ты делала в Скалице?
What in the world were you doing in Skalitz?
Waiting to die.
What?
They killed my brothers, my family, my friends.
They're all dead.
All of them. Everyone I ever loved. They killed one of my brothers in the mines. After that, what did I have to live for?
Don't say that. There's always hope.
No, there isn't. But it doesn't matter. I'm a different person now.
Я усял.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
I'm not surprised. I'll bring you water and something to eat. In the meantime, rest. You're still very weak.
И еще немного позже.
Good morning to you. How's the invalid today?
Ugh, haven't felt as good as this since they lashed me to the wheel and quartered me on the town square.
Got your sense of humour back. You must be better. My uncle will be glad to hear it. I had a job persuading him to let me bring you here. If you'd lain around much longer, he really would have dumped you on the town square. You can stay until you find somewhere else to live, but my uncle will want payment for taking you in and caring for you.
Yeah.
And this is your uncle's house?
We're in Rattay Mill, my uncle's mill at Peshek. He took me in, and I talked him into taking care of you too.
Хватит мне тут лежать.
I've been lying here long enough.
Uncle will be pleased he's one mouth less to feed. But are you truly well enough?
Well enough to do what has to be done. Where can I find Sir Radzig?
He's in the lower castle in Perkstein. He's a guest of Sir Hanush of Leipa. But someone like you can't just walk up bold as you please and demand an audience.
I know Sir Radzig, and I didn't bring him his sword as I was supposed to. I must see him.
If you insist. But you need to speak to my uncle first.
Okay,
You've been in his sickbed for over a fortnight while he paid the apothecary to tend to you, and for medicine. That's a good deal of a coin you owe him.
I've been lying here 2 weeks. My God.
Better a fortnight in bed than an eternity in the grave. If it weren't for my uncle, you wouldn't be here at all.
Вам жизнь обязан.
I owe you both my life, and I'll repay my debt. You have my word.
All right. But before you go to town, you should eat something. You're still weak. There's food on the table for you.
Значит, издание. Отправляйтесь в Перекштайн к пану Радскому кобыле. Угу. А вот... Какой-то ты сердитый. Хорошо. Сейчас вот рогалики. Сейчас, мы сейчас возьмем это все. Что-то здесь не берется. Угу. Ух ты, это все мое. А тут что можно поесть? Ура, мы не голодные. 255, тут надо еще поесть. Ага, уже. Интересно, там день, да? Так, что здесь интересное? Нет, видимо, ничего нет. А поваляться нельзя сесть? Заснуть и сохраниться? Ай, ладно, ребята, а мы еще поваляемся. Давайте увидимся с вами уже в следующей серии. С вами был ХоМяК ЖоРа. Это была очень такая трогательная серия. Мне очень она понравилась. Надеюсь, что вам тоже. Да иду, я уже иду. Я тут немножко подремлю еще. Спасибо всем, кто смотрел. И всем до свидания. А вы, как и в прошлой серии, еще подремаем. Всем все, пока. Ой, на боковую пора.